Hey YouTube, this is the voice of Antonio, live. Thank you for checking out my channel. In this video, I'm actually going to go over how to recognize and seize more opportunities with these simple steps. Thank you guys for checking me out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while we get into this. Hey YouTube, you're back with the voice of Antonio. You know, it's a beautiful day. I thought I'd just come out here and record a little bit. Got a little message on my mind. I actually got it written down right here in these little script sheets. You know, I felt a little bit insecure about it at first, writing down what I was going to say before I said it to kind of clarify my thoughts and words that I'm going to be bringing to light. But, you know, I look around on the internet, YouTube, Facebook, social media, and you know, everybody, almost everybody, looks at their iPad now or has notes on their iPad or something when they're doing a presentation. So it actually, you know, I think things finally got put in the right perspective for me to come out here and bring this message to you guys, because I feel it's very important. And today's message, it pretty much has to do with, you know, how to constantly be on the lookout for opportunities and how to train yourself to constantly be on the lookout for opportunities. Because, you know, that's one of the biggest things that drives success, is you have to be on the lookout for an opportunity in order to get it. So, thanks for joining me again, and I hope you guys enjoy what we're about to unpack here. So, one of the first things you want to be on the lookout for when you're trying to constantly be on the lookout for opportunities is change what you're closed-minded to. That's one of the biggest steps. Changing what you're closed-minded to. A lot of people are closed-minded to tons of things in the world. Things that don't interest them, things that they don't like. But you really have to change what it is you're closed-minded to. Because if you're looking for opportunities, I'm going to tell you right now, those opportunities might come in some of the things that you do not prefer to do. That's for sure. Those opportunities might be in areas that you never thought you were going to be good at. So you definitely got to try new things and just look at things in a very, very different way. In reality, you don't really want to be closed-minded to anything, honestly. I'll tell you that right now. You want to be very open-minded. An open-minded individual is an individual who figures things out. You got to put yourselves in different perspectives constantly to figure things out, that's for sure. So one of the most important places to look. Where do I look, Antonio? Where do I look? Well, one of the most important places you're going to be looking at is in negative places. So not positive, negative. You guys want to be looking after especially things that come across as negative or you don't want to deal with or they're bringing you down. You need to look at those situations in a completely different way. That's the first part there. Positive situations are usually more difficult to create a difference in because they're already heading in the right direction for the most part. So, you know, there's not big need for change or difference because they're already heading in the right direction. Hence why it's a positive situation, because it's already growing in the right direction. Negative situations have bigger impacts because there was a dire need for something different to change the course of the future. And that's pretty deep. And always remember, you're trying to bring positive out of negative situations. So expect those roads to be rocky. I mean, honestly, you should expect them to be volcanic, like volcanic rock, where it's so hot to your step. With those things being said, you need to become a visionary. And since my head is not packed with a Webster's dictionary I can readily avail myself to for you guys, I'm going to pop that right on the screen for you. We're going to look up visionary, and I'm going to give you guys the exact definition of that. So as you can see here, these are the major terms that define this word. Now, with this definition we just reviewed, we do want to keep in mind the most effective visionaries not only see, but they can actually feel what they're imagining take effect. Just think about that. Not only can they see, but they can feel what they're imagining take effect. That's deep. And make sure not to get distracted on those possible bumps that could come along the way. You know, another good word for bumps, I was actually going over this the other day in a study with our pastor at our church. Bogged down. The term bogged down, it's like caught up or distracted on things that don't matter. Not necessarily things that don't matter, but more so being caught up or distracted is what I'm saying. But you don't want to get bogged down on the bumps in the road when you're headed towards something that's going to cause great change, positive change that was unexpected, because that's why it's going to make a great difference, right? It was unexpected. Another thing to look out being distracted on is any type of ripple effects while you're imagining and visualizing. Don't get caught up on that. That doesn't matter. What matters is the outcome you set out to make. That's what matters. You know, people don't win championships by thinking what if they didn't win? They win. They win because they set out to win. We deal with losing later if it happens, but 9 times out of 10, when you visualize it so good and you could taste it, you're not going to lose because you already envisioned yourself successfully making it happen. And so then you're going to do what it takes to get it done. That's when you believe, when you don't stop till it gets done.
That's when you believe, when you don't stop till it gets done.
Visionaries visualize a set outcome, not other possibilities. Honestly, successful people that stay at the top constantly work to stay there or move ahead. There's nothing else. You have to work. Keep working. If not, the work gets harder when you get to the top, because now you're competing with other people that are at the top. Losing is never an option. Just remember, we are all created equal. So the only difference between those that win often and those that do not is simply that the first group works harder to lose less. Simple as that. See, the fact of the matter is, most of us work hard to avoid certain situations and outcomes. You just have to think about it. What do you work hard for? And that's exactly what I'm talking about bringing to the table here. Which leads me to the next step and question I'm going to answer for you. How can you always be ready to take advantage of those opportunities that you're changing your perspective to see? This one actually may take some getting used to, but you have to learn to act quickly. That's for sure. Opportunities come, but opportunities go as well. As important as it is recognizing opportunities, it is more important to seize that opportunity as soon as you can, or risk losing it altogether. I really dislike losing opportunities, especially when you could have seized them. That's for sure. Wasted opportunities I could have had, they just frustrate me. And I have to be honest and let you know that. Now, it's important to recognize you lost the opportunity, but don't you go on dwelling on it. Don't you do that.
Don't you go on dwelling on it. Don't you do that.
That's actually the second part in this 2-part answer, which is staying in the right mindset. So I think up until this point, I definitely have described that very well, staying in the right mindset. In short, this person not only starts their day positive, but maintains their positivity as they continue, inevitably, to go through adversity in the day. Right, guys? Because it's easy to start your day positive. But, you know, we all have things that happen out here in the world, and we're not always so excited about some of the things we go through. So it's important to tell your brains, tell yourself, tell your soul, stay positive. It's okay. Hey, check it out. This may be so rough, but look at all this good stuff inside this rough stuff. Change your perspective. If you're looking at it from one way, you can only see one way, but there's a lot of good that always happens in bad. We just get caught up on the bad. And remember, this person constantly changes their perspective to see things they would have never been able to see from one point of view. Which is the last step in question I want to answer for you guys. Which is how do you train yourself to spot more of them? How do you train yourself to spot more of them? And that's going to be a simple answer that requires deep digging internally and growth. Now, although this is a simple answer, it's very hard for most people to do or accomplish because, it takes a very selfless approach. And the answer is you have to learn to look for and be interested in things, places, and people that normally wouldn't interest you. Wow. How do you find extra opportunities on the daily? Well, guess what? You got to be pretty much more selfless. You have to start looking at things in different perspectives, participating in things you never participated in before, because guess what? In all these things that you don't do, there's opportunity. So you're limiting yourself, if you're following a routine, to a set amount of opportunities that are possible to come up in a day. Now, as you experience and put yourself, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and do anything, that isn't the best thing to do, or break the law or commit a crime. I'm not telling you guys to do any of that. I'm telling you guys, expose yourself to new things, positive things, people, that will create new situations, engagements that you can see because you're changing your perspective. Opportunities arise. And just remember, YouTube, the more you expose yourself to, the more experience and insight you're going to gain. And honestly, only the experience and insight that you gain, that's going to be what allows you to create opportunity, my friend. All right, YouTube. Thanks for checking out my video on how to recognize and seize opportunities with these simple steps with the voice of Antonio. And just remember, if you like what you saw, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those bells and those notifications, so that way you guys are alerted when I let these videos out. And again, I want to thank you for checking me out. This is the voice of Antonio, signing off.